What you have said to Mr. Shetner, very, very interesting, because there are a lot of people who need this kind of service and advice. Obviously, they don't want to outlive their money. But what I am really amazed at is the name of your company is Senior Tax Advisory Group, but quite frankly, that's just the tip of the iceberg of the services that you provide and what you focus on. Tell me a little bit of just a list of some of the categories that you deal with.
Well, from the tax preparation and the tax planning to wills and trusts to life insurance, annuities, long-term care. The list goes on. Business planning.
As you can see, the list goes on and on. I have a list of them here. Brokerage accounts, wealth management, business management, benefit employee packages,
401ks.
401ks, life insurance, annuities, wills, and many other services, right?
Yes.
And you claim that really you do this because you have a fantastic team behind the scenes that really does this. April, tell me a little bit about this team.
We've got between 20 and 25 full-time employees right now. And without our staff, we could not maintain the level of customer service that we are able to give to our clients. We have found that by having tax professionals, an attorney and a paralegal in the office, as well as the financial planners, we are able to provide a great service to our clients, especially when all the professionals work together.
I mean, it's a complete package of services that you provide. It's very interesting. And I would assume to begin, when someone comes in, you really have to sit down and go over their whole financial picture with them and really get an idea of where they are, right?
Correct.
What kind of things do you learn? What are you looking for when you talk to them?
We find that the average person is about 90% at risk, taking
Really?
more risk than they're really aware of.
And what's the typical age that you get involved with clients?
The average age of our client walking through the door is between 69 to 72, 70 in that range.
I'm amazed, because I would think that's too late to come to you for help. Don't they kind of feel that way too? Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
some of them
really,
do.
you would think you've got to take care of this and plan for things like this when you're in your 40s or your 50s. And no doubt it would be great if you did, but you can really be a help even when they're 70 and in their mid-70s?
Yes, unfortunately, a lot of the people that are in their mid-70s today have had a lot of painful experiences in the market in the last 10 years.
Right.
So they're looking for alternatives today, some different answers.
Well, that would be in investments too, but many of them, of course, are on Social Security by that point. And once they've taken Social Security, once you take it, you're stuck with what you have, what you decided. And I've heard that there are many, many different, configurations of taking Social Security, and it helps to talk to somebody before you do it.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Many reasons to take it early and many reasons not to take it early.
Right.
It depends on that personal circumstance again.
All right, you specialize obviously in taxes. That's in your name, Senior Tax Advisory Group. Why is it so important to consult an advisor like you when it comes to taxes? Most people, I'm thinking in general now, most people go to a CPA and say, here, do my taxes, and that's it. Is that sufficient?
That is not sufficient. Most CPAs are busy preparing taxes, and there's a difference between preparing taxes and planning taxes. Preparing taxes works on last year's stuff. You can't do a lot of planning for that. It's already been done. Where the planning side is with the proper questions asked and a good tax return in front of somebody, you can really get a better fingerprint of their future, their financial situation.
And bottom line, you can save them money.
Bottom line, we can usually save them money on taxes because they're overpaying their taxes.
Give me some examples of what you're talking about.
Well,
How it can benefit talking to someone like
A great example, there's a couple of them. One, we see a lot of clients coming in. They've never come into a workshop that we do. They just come in for the tax preparation services. And because there's no communication between that financial person, their trusted financial advisor, and that CPA, the person who helps them prepare their taxes, we find that they're overpaying taxes all the time. So one of our goals is to help them reduce taxes through tax planning, and that's several different ways.
When you say overpaying taxes too, you're talking about substantially in some cases, right?
Yeah, we had one case this last year. We were reviewing their 2012 tax return, and they had a significant tax bill, over a $500,000 tax bill that they paid the government in 2012. And I've been working with this individual for several years to try to get them in for tax planning.
Right.
And his CPA in 2012 said, you need to go talk to somebody who specializes on the planning side. Long story short, I was able to review this gentleman's taxes and saved him over $147,000 in an amended refund.
Wow, that's significant.
Significant.
That's truly significant.
But truly, whether it's $147,000 for that astute person or
5,000.
$5,000 for anybody, it's
Right.
savings.
It's a lot of money.
Money saved is money earned.
Right. Well, I mean, you're pointing out now why it's beneficial to come talk to somebody, especially Senior Tax Advisory Group. You mentioned seminars and workshops a minute. You do a lot of that. What do you do in those seminars, and what do you hope that people will get out of them?
Our main goal is education. You know, education through tax planning. We find that, again, so many people are not aware that the taxes are truly the financial foundation of what you need, especially in retirement planning, because the big thing with retirees is taxation on Social Security. And by just going through some educational workshops with them, they can make the proper decisions. People just need good education.
What about estate planning? You do that?
Yes, sir, we do.
Is that a big area for you?
It is, not because of me, though. It's because of the team. About 11 years ago, we brought in an attorney into our office, and he works hand in hand with us. And anytime we need to do estate planning on that side of the table, we can refer business. Or the best thing is when we can sit around a conference table and all of us brainstorm together on what's best for that family, whether it be a trust, or maybe if they had assets that they wanted to give away to charities through some charitable foundations, or it just depends on anybody's fingerprints. But yeah, estate planning is a key essential piece.
And all of that would involve other things like life insurance. You counsel on that?
We counsel on life insurance. We counsel a lot on long-term care and alternatives of long-term care. The cost of health care is outrageous today. We do a lot of wealth planning with IRAs. So many retirees don't even need to take the distribution from the RMD, but they're forced. So why not turn it into an RMD wealth transfer, put it into a life insurance policy, and pass it on tax-free to the children to pay the taxes on the IRA on death?
They kind of don't know they can do this.
No, they
do
don't.
I mean,
No.
most people don't. Now, I know, April, you run the back office, right, for the most part?
Yes, sir.
That's why you're answering most of the questions here. I understand that totally. 401ks, you help them, advise them on those?
We do business planning with 401ks. We have what I call cafeteria packages, so we can offer, some companies would like to have a long-term care plan for their people. Some people want to have a dental plan for their people.
And is long-term care as readily available now as it was? I've heard it's getting very hard to get.
It is. There's a lot more companies jumping out of the business than jumping into the business as far as insurance companies. But whether anybody wants to face the facts or not, it's something we have to look at because the cost of care is expensive.
Well, listen, it's quite a company you have. Plus, you're very active. You give a lot of parties. You give wine tastings. You do a lot of that kind of thing. What kinds of things we're talking about?
Well, we do a lot of community events and client events. We believe if we give back to the community, they'll give back tenfold. So we do charity wine and cheese tasting auctions. We've done car shows. You know, the average age of our clients in their 70s. So we have a lot of cool classic cars that come into our place, and do some raffling on those. But it's just to get the excitement and to get the people realizing we're here to help.
So have you been doing this a long time? I mean, obviously, it helps your business to do this kind of thing. You get your name out there. You're also on the radio in Colorado Springs.
As well as workshops, yes, sir.
Well, very, very active in a little bit of every aspect of this business.
But not the expert in all of them.
Yeah.
I have the team that I could rely on. I have the CPAs with over 30 years experience as CPAs. We have attorneys that are magistrate judges, and they're the only appointed attorney in Colorado Springs by AARP right now. So having the team together makes it all work.
It is a great story indeed. Again, it's Senior Tax Advisory Group, which is just a portion of what you do, but you have a good name, a memorable name.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.